We look good, mind you. Let me
Hey,
take a picture of this. We'll
I, ho-
talk.
I
Okay,
hope all the audio's muted.
mute the audio. Nope.
Are you trying to talk to us? I can't.
I cannot
There's,
hear a word. Yeah. Is our mic muted?
oh, now what? What do you mean? It's not. It's 5 minutes out. Off screen. Off screen. Full screen graphic. Hurry up.
Not
Muted
that one.
mics.
Not that one. Welcome to the KSU Ice Arena, and the American Collegiate Hockey Association proudly presents tonight's matchup between the Kent State Golden Flashes and the Calvin University Knights. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ben Pagani, joined by my broadcast partner, Brendan Sellender. Brendan and I are excited to call the action for you tonight. Last night, Calvin really beat down Kent State, who put a goose egg up on the board. The final score of the game was 5-0. Now, Brendan, I want to talk to you. Conference play has not treated the Flashes very well. They only have one conference win that came against Eastern Michigan last weekend. So I want to talk to you about conference play and how important it is for these teams to try and get on the board.
Listen, if you can win in conference play, you can make it in playoffs. But regardless of what happens outside of the conference, that doesn't dictate your playoff chances as much. What you do in conference, however, does. As you see around the NFL and NHL, like those conference games are super important to how your record pans out in the long run. So for them to not do so well in conference play is obviously not good at all. So they need to step it up here and start getting some start getting some wins here in the conference and try to step it up as we're getting later on in the season here.
It's as simple as that. You win conference play games, you're going to do well. And we're starting to get into the meat of the season. You got one more game tonight. You got games next weekend before you take about a month off for winter break. And then we really come down the home stretch. So Kent State trying to get a win tonight against the Calvin Knights. The Knights have played 8 games this season. They are 5-1-2. But in conference play, they are playing outstanding. They are 3-0-1. They have one tie against Eastern Michigan. That came last weekend. So for Calvin, it's going to be another opportunity for them. But we're going to bring you the nation's colors, and we will rejoin you in just a moment. All right, it's hockey time in Kent, Ohio, and there's nowhere I would rather be on a Saturday night. For the Flashes, starting tonight, Ben White will be in goal. Shea Spanier was in last night but didn't play too hot, so Ben White, the freshman, is going to have a chance. Dylan Anderson will also be playing. Him and Hunter Hillebrecht, Ian Herman, Ruben Havaria, and Kobe Greenberg will be out there to start the game. They are the second line tonight, and they will be starting for the Flashes. So it's hockey time again in Kent, Ohio. We are excited to bring you the action. Calvin Knights and Kent State Golden Flashes. Calvin recently became a university over the summer. They made that decision. The school only hosts about 4,000 students, but about a third of them play athletics. There's a very nice mantra there. They want to play sports. They want to put good athletes out there, and they played well last night, this Calvin Knights hockey team. So we are ready for some action here at the KSU Ice Arena. Garrett Pitter going to be taking the face-off for Calvin, and Calvin will come away with the face-off victory. Back on defense, Ian Herman tried to steal a puck away, and it's going to chase away. Vining slides it up the net for the Knights. It's going to be found in the back zone. Now the Flashes behind the net, passing it up. Greenberg holds on to the puck, losing it behind. And Pitter threw it across. Now Calvin with a shot that goes wide. Hillebrecht slides it up the boards. It's going to go back. Davis slides it across the ice. Davis bringing the puck back into his own hands, sliding it up across the neutral zone. That will go in. Ben White will ask for some help from his teammates.
Looks like Kent wanted to go with the line with a little bit of energy to start the game tonight, and that's definitely something that they've been working on, is getting that energy going throughout the game. So,
well, Herberg fighting with the puck behind the net. He's going to try and bring it out. That puck is going to land in the neutral zone before being intercepted. Zarecki lost the puck, but the Flashes are going to have a chance again. Oh, and a good opportunity for Zach Barnes. He threw it in front of the net, and everybody was fighting for it. Nobody came away with it. Here comes Hauskamp, dumps it into the zone for the Knights. He's going to head back and make a change. The Flashes also getting some fresh bodies onto the ice. It's going to be left in front. And now Chavaria is going to dump it and come off the ice. The defensive players for Calvin really passing the puck around all across the ice early on. 18-10 remaining in the first period. A big collision up against the far corner boards. Bioni fighting for the puck in the back zone, but he is going to lose it. The shot ricochets away off of Jacob Friedman. Here comes Curtis into the zone for the Knights. Curtis holding on to the puck. Ben White can't find it. It almost goes in, but he goes over and makes the save.
I know it looks simple, but that might not have been the easiest save to have to change directions, come back and make right there. Especially if you get the right edge on that puck, definitely not.
Ben White looked like he lost sight of the puck for a hot second, but he was able to come over and get the save. A good play by the freshman. Now Calvin talking with their bench. Seems to be some confusion.
Somebody forgot to come on the ice.
Uh-oh.
Looks like we got it's a Bach, number 20.
It's going to be Ethan Bach from Los Angeles, California for the Knights going out onto the ice. The Knights almost gave the Flashes a power play without even knowing it. Here goes a shot wide across. Now the Flashes fighting back up the zone. Danny Nugent playing hockey again. He was practicing in a red shirt after getting hurt the first weekend of the season against Pittsburgh. And that puck goes in for an icing coming back to the Flashes zone. Flashes will keep their bodies on the ice. And Calvin getting some fresh bodies out there. Garrett Pitter for a face-off opportunity against Rob Ferrari. Ferrari's going to come away with it. And now the Flash's fourth line is going to try and bring it across the boards into the neutral zone, but Calvin throws it right back in. trying to bring the puck up the ice. That one almost went to the bench, and Curtis knocks it into the netting for a stoppage in play.
That was just a little bit of a high stick on that puck.
You think? The referee looked at Curtis dead in the eye, and he made that symbol.
He definitely he wanted to get that puck out for some reason. Not sure why.
Now the Flash is winning a face-off. Herman has the puck, and he leaves it behind. Here comes a chance. Fighting for the puck along the boards. Hillebrecht loses it, turns it over. Hauskamp throws the puck along the neutral zone. Bioni dumps it back in. Flashes are going to chase after it. Trying to win the puck back. Herman skating fast after it. But here comes a chance. Hauskamp almost had an opportunity to take the puck down for the Knights. Bioni has the puck in the defensive zone. He's going to slide it across. Now Herman watches the puck go off of his stick, but across center ice, so no icing will be called. Darren Fox in net for the Knights, able to swing the puck around to his defensive players, but they quickly lose it. Hauskamp and Chavaria. Knights coming away with the puck. Vertanen, who has a cousin in the NHL, comes across, almost tripping. Calvin wanted a penalty, didn't get it. Now a bit of a scrum. Vertanen comes away with it. The puck, it was wide open for half a second. Nobody able to send it home. Ben White ricochets it away.
Good defense on Kent.
Here comes Ruben Chavaria. Chavaria crossing the blue line by himself, looking for someone, throws a shot, but that goes in front of the line and the netminder. Kent tried to dump it, but people had to get back for an offsides. Warning was issued by the referee. Erdman has the puck for the Knights. He's looking, he might have an opportunity on a shot. Over to Dexter, the puck goes wide.
It's a nice little 3-on-2 rush there coming into the zone.
Calvin keeps the puck in the zone. It gets blocked by Chavaria. Chavaria finds the puck back on his stick. Now he's got to send it through. Robertson threw it at the net, but Ben White has the glove save. Lots of fast-paced action with 15:21 remaining in the first period. Brendan, what are you seeing?
What you said, a lot of fast-paced hockey. Kind of wanted to go back and touch on, Darian Fox, the goalie. Yesterday, one of our friends, who's actually going to be a special guest today, told me that was one of the biggest goalies that he's ever seen. He's standing at 6'2". So our friend Steve, who's going to join us later, we'll talk about him in a little bit later in the broadcast. He must not see some of these NHL goalies up close and personal anymore like he used to.
Well, Justin Bioni just put a puck on with a backhander, but it was saved by Fox. And if our buddy Steve says it's good, it must be good. Steve Albert, the founder of the original Kent State University hockey program, the Clippers, is here at his alumni weekend at the KSU Ice Arena. And Steve will be joining us during the first intermission report. Justin Bioni has the puck for the Flashes. He tosses a backhander in front, goes behind. Friedman has the puck, he passes it out front. Herberg throws one wide as well. Now the Flashes trying to fight after it. Calvin comes away with the puck. Tossing it up, almost an opportunity. Elkins has a chance, he puts a backhander on, and a save by Ben White, and the Flashes were excited for him because he made an excellent attempt to get over to the opposite side and stop that shot from Elkins going in.
He walked through two defenders there and picked a shot there on Ben White. Didn't get lucky there, but
Danny Nugent fighting for the puck. Rob Ferrari's trying to help him out. Puck's going to come away, but Calvin will hold on to it. They dump it into their zone. Zach Barnes goes back to retrieve it. They'll toss it forward, but Calvin comes away with it. Hauskamp had a chance. He threw it at the net. Dexter lost it as well. Calvin trying to find the puck in their zone. It goes wide. Hartline reached up to find it, couldn't get it. Flash is throwing it in. Almost had a chance. Hartline did get the puck back, but he gets hit big.
Oh, we got a 3-on-1.
3-on-1. Zach Barnes tried to save it. Ricochets in, goes into the corner. Vertanen tried to throw one. Hits off a body or two, going back around the net. Danny Nugent tried to retrieve it, couldn't come up with it. He's still looking for the puck. Hauskamp kicked at his heels, but the Flashes clear it. And now Calvin recollects it at the neutral zone. They dump it in. Barnes tries to come away with it for the Flashes. He gets a little bit of help. puck goes wide off of White. It's 0-0 with 12:54 remaining in the first period. Knights and Flashes. Coming across, Hunter Hillebrecht had a chance, lost the puck. Now the Flashes trying to regain it. Calvin has it in their back zone. Workman has the puck. Workman tosses it across. Bach loses it, and a trip. Oh, no penalty called, though. Herman throws it over to Hillebrecht. Herman looked like he wanted to come off. He stopped for a second. Davis coming up the zone, tossing it across. Herman slashed it down at center ice, and Bach had a chance. Bioni's holding on to his neck. He might come off for a change. Now he's playing aggressively. He stays on, though. Curtis has the puck in the back zone. Bioni hit him. Now Wilkinson and Curtis throwing it around. Flashes having the puck behind the net, fighting for it. Lots of big hits from the Flashes, trying to use their physicality to find the puck. Wilkinson loses it. It goes back. Davis collects it, throws it up. Day had a chance. Go ahead, Brendan.
Notice those are coming from the what's actually chalked up as their first line, not the line that started today, but their first line with both their captains on it. That's where all the hits are coming from. Not the line that started, which is the second line, because that's a lot of smaller bodies out there.
Right.
And you know, these two captains on Ken are some big boys, and they like to throw the bodies. They're not afraid to get a little bit physical and chippy in this game.
That's Captain Jason Smith and Ruben Chavaria playing on the first line together. Kent won the faceoff but gave it away. Chavaria kept it behind the blue line, but him and Pitter fight for the puck. Calvin trying to find it. Nobody knows where the puck is, but the Flashes come up with it. Herberg throws it across. Nothing going there. Looked like there's going to be a chance for Zach Zarecki. Chavaria has a hit in front of the boards, but the puck goes back to Herberg. Herberg tossing it up front. And a chance for the Knights to try and send the puck down. It goes into their bench for a stoppage in play.
I just wanted to point out that notice Calvin's really peppering Kent State with a lot of shots, and Kent seems to be struggling to get any shots on net so far in this first period. And if I have to make an adjustment right now, that's my adjustment, is start getting pucks on net for Kent State here.
Kent State now relies on Herberg, who tried to throw one up, but it gets blocked by a Calvin body. Now everybody's behind trying to find the puck. It's going to be saved by Fox, a ricochet that went up off the ground and into his glove. 9 players for these Calvin Knights come from our neighbors to the north, Brendan, the great land of Canada. And one player that I would like to highlight is Jared Vertanen for Calvin. He has a cousin, Jake Vertanen, who plays for the Vancouver Canucks. He was the 6th overall draft pick in the 2013 NHL draft. He is from British Columbia, so being a Vancouver Canuck is something I'm sure their family is very, very proud to be a part of.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised to see that many Canadians down here playing for a school like Calvin, but that's awesome.
Michigan and Canada not too far apart. Detroit right across the border. You got to get to Michigan if you're going up to Canada in some parts of this world. A shot went off of White's blocker, and a whiff in front of the net by Vertanen himself. And now the Flashes have a chance to come up. Bioni tries to toss the puck into the neutral zone.
Great job getting that puck out from in front of Ben White, just because he wasn't going to see that shot if that happened.
Now Bach goes back to retrieve it for the Knights behind their net. They tried to dump it in, but their defensive players are playing more behind the blue line, ready for the Flashes to come up on an opportunity. And so far, that strategy has been working. And Captain Austin Hazenga comes in to try and throw one at the net. But
Looks
Smith
like
throws it across.
Ethan Box shook up on the play for Calvin.
He comes off to the ice. He's holding his leg as he goes off. Here comes a chance. Day gets hit from behind. Nothing going. A puck for Calvin, having a few people to throw it at, but Kent's going to come away with it. Coming up the ice is Herberg. Herberg trying to sneak in between some bodies. And now Day chasing after the puck. He is going to be met Comes sliding up is Greenberg. Kobe Greenberg threw one at the net off the chest of Fox. And a chance got thrown in front. It looked like the Flashes were going to have a chance. Trent Bubanik was looking for that goal. Well, Day gets it slid away from Bubanik. Now the Flashes trying to fight around for it in front of their own zone. Hunter Hillebrecht loses the puck at center ice to Vinning.
I've seen a lot of Kent defenders getting caught up, caught cheating or caught pinching, and they're almost letting the forwards just get in and get some odd man rushes on them. It's not what you want to do if you're a struggling Kent State team.
Ian Herman using his speed to try and get something in. Ruben Chavaria has a chance. He's by himself, though, as Kent's changing lines. The top of the zone came a chance. Jason Smith now looking for the puck. He holds on to it, keeps in the blue line, tries to dump it, goes off of a Calvin body. Now comes Calvin. Pitter has the puck. He throws it across. Elkins is trying to chase after it, but he's going to be met. Dylan Anderson is able to throw it down and send it in for the Flashes. Calvin now has an opportunity to bring the puck up, gain some speed, and they come behind the net to try and do so. Wilkinson throws one up, but it gets lost. Now the Flash is going to have a chance. Zarecki has the puck, throws it behind the net. Jason Smith was looking for something. Now Ruben Chavaria has the puck. He sends it down. Hauskamp charging. He makes a move. He's going to have a chance. He throws one at the net. It goes up into the netting for a stoppage and play. Ben White was ready, though. Hauskamp really charging. Really gaining a lot of speed. So the freshman, Ben White, making money moves.
The last game I got to call, it was Ben White was playing in goal, and I just love the way I love his style of play, and I love his confidence that comes with him when he plays.
The third line out there for Kent. Mazenga throws one at the net. It goes just above White. He wasn't ready for that one. That one gets tossed up. Now Bioni has it. He throws it across. Turns it over, but Calvin's got to get back. Mazenga coming across center ice. Perhaps going to dump it, but the defenseman carries it in. He goes all the way behind the net. A chance in front for Tannen. Now Vining. Well, a big hit from Bioni, and a Calvin player lost their stick. Flash is really trying to charge in now. A fight in the neutral zone. Rob Ferrari went down. Him and Cormash. Now Workman has the puck. Workman across the blue line. Turns it over to the Flashes. That one is going to be called offsides before the Flashes could turn around with it.
It's going to be a hooking call.
Uh-oh. We got a man going to the box, and that is going to be Trent Bubanik, the defender for the Golden Flashes. He will sit and think about what he did.
They got away with a similar hooking call earlier in the period, but not right there.
Eventually, the refs are going to take notice. So Calvin goes on the first power play of the evening. Trent Bubanik has himself a hooking penalty.
A continuing pattern we've seen from Kent State is giving up the first penalty of the game.
They also give up a lot of short-handed power play goals to their opponents. So the Flashes go down short-handed. They do not do well. That puck
That's in.
Went in and went in.
That was a goal.
It almost looked like it was stopped. Ben White didn't know. Nobody really reacted on the ice, so that is going to be a goal.
Yep, that's one of those sneaky ones. And
I got caught up. Virtanen, who leads the team in points, is going to come away with a goal for the Knights. 1-0 and another power play goal given up. A shorthanded opportunity for the Flashes leads to a 1-0 deficit.
Maybe we gave him the announcer's curse there, but as a goalie, that's one of those ones you hate to see.
That was one that almost looked like it was. I didn't think it went in. I wasn't really sure what happened. And Calvin wasn't sure if it went in either, but they eventually celebrate. So Bioni has the puck. It's 1-0 Calvin. 4:47 remains in this first period. It's gone by rather quickly. Bioni has the puck, trying to throw it up. Calvin's going to collect it. Vining leaves it for Davis. Davis throws the puck in. It's ricocheted into Calvin's zone. Bioni goes behind the net, tosses it over to Barnes. Vining has the puck for the Knights. Vining looking for someone, tosses it to Davis. Davis throws one at the net, but Ben White stops it. Someone's got to make a shot, but lots of good puck movement for Calvin in this first period. Vining finds the puck after Dexter left it for him. Dexter collects it. Looking to make some sort of move around a Kent body. Danny Nugent turns it right over.
Calvin was just waiting to see how long Kent would let him go without applying the pressure on him. So,
well, now 3 men stopping Day, but Elkins has the puck. Tossing it around. Finding another shot. Just move in front, but Hartlieb's going to find it. Looks like there might have been a tripping call. Everybody looked for one, but the refs say play on. Herman recollects it. Turns it right over to Curtis.
Bad pass.
Now Workman's going to have a chance. He puts a move on. He beats Zach Barnes. Now all he has to beat is Ben White. Ben White loses the puck. He could have had a save, but now he finds it back. He holds on to it, and there will be a face-off to his right.
I sense a little bit of frustration on this with this Kent State team. You know, getting shut out last night, 5-0. Coming in this game, getting put on the penalty kill, letting up a goal, 1-0 in the first period. I think this team's getting frustrated.
And Coach Underwood talks about crucial moments in a game, and one of those had to have been that power play and that penalty kill that has not looked good all season long, despite Coach Underwood saying last week that they were improving. That's not the case tonight. A big hit. And Jason Smith trying to send the puck down. Him and Zach Zarecki losing up. Jason Smith's now on the ground on top of Cormash at center ice. Now Zarecki's on the ground. That one's going to be called.
They're calling they're calling a trip here. See who they give it to.
That's going to go to Ethan Bach for the Calvin Knights.
I just want to point out he skated in front of Jason Smith on his way to the box and kind of stuck his foot out a little bit, tried to trip him up. And Jason Smith just chuckles at it because, you know, that's just the type of player he is. He likes to get under people's skins, and I see him do it all the time, and I love it because, like, he's a really hard-nosed player, and he'll do all the dirty things, but he'll get under your skin because you can't make him mad.
Well, now Alex Halupnik wins a face-off for the Flashes. Bioni tries to hold on to the puck. He has a wicked slap shot, and the Flashes could use it on this power play opportunity. They generate good puck movement on the power play, and now Ruben Chavaria holds on to it. He passes it to Bioni. Bioni's going to throw one at the net. Wasn't too hard, and Fox is able to ricochet it away. And now the Calvin Knights going to send one into their zone, but Dexter's going to be the first man to it. And Bioni's going to fight with him from behind and try and recollect it. That's not the look the Flashes wanted. Ruben Chavaria tried to come away with it, and we're going to see another penalty, this time going to Bioni. I believe that'll be for boarding.
I believe that's what that call was, but I'm kind of confused at it. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, but it looked like almost a soft call.
I could agree with that. Him and Dexter came in behind Ben White in the Flash's zone. Dexter was the first person there, and Bioni hit him from behind, but really it didn't seem like it was too aggressive, but it perhaps also could have been called for interference. It's going to be for roughing. So we're going to see some 4-on-4 action. The Flashes, again, wasting an opportunity that they really could have used because they generate good puck movement on the power play, but they will pay the price on the hands of Justin Bioni. So it's 4-on-4 hockey here. Cormash and Verning really fighting for the puck. Verning holding on to it, skating around. Or Virtanen, excuse me. Virtanen. That speed, that big body. He throws one at Ben White. Jason Smith looking for it. The victim of a tripping call earlier. Vining has it, throws one into the net. And now the official will call for a face-off in the right circle. Both teams going to change a few players up. But that 4-on-4 line, Jason Smith is going to take a face-off for the Flashes.
With some of these players on Kent's team, Kent might almost be better with a 4-on-4, but that's only if you're using guys like Ian Herman out there. You know, if you can get those guys a little bit more open ice, a little less pushback on the other side, those guys could do a lot of damage, but looks like they're sticking to their two captains out here and some of their bigger boys.
And now Rob Ferrari is going to have a face-off opportunity. He takes on Sam Dexter. Dexter and Chavaria up along the boards, but Chavaria comes away with it. Chavaria is going to pass it back to Zach Barnes. Barnes leaves it to Chavaria. Chavaria is now going to look up ice. Tosses one to Rob Ferrari. Ferrari comes across center ice. He tried to make a move but lost it. Jason Smith is going to find the puck. He loses it. Him and Justin Davis, he left it right for Davis. Now Vining has the puck all to himself. 3 seconds remain on the power play. Well, now there's a power play for the Knights, but they've only got 14 seconds remaining in the first period to try and make one move. Ruben Chavaria looking last chance effort for the Flashes with just 4 seconds remaining in this period. Vining has the puck around, but time will expire, and it's 1-0 at the end of one. Calvin's going to have a goal on the hands of Virtanen. And when we come back, it'll be 13 seconds remaining on the penalty to Justin Bioni for roughing.
And when we come back, we'll have our special guest, Steve Alberts.
Steve Albert will be joining us in just a moment here. Take a look at some of his career highlights. He founded the original KSU Hockey Club. They were called the Clippers back in 1970, and he says that he did that just so he could make himself the broadcaster, and it looks like it turned out pretty well for him. He was also the play-by-play announcer for the New York Rangers and the Islanders. He grew up in New York, so that's exciting for him. And most recently, he was with the Phoenix Suns of the NBA on the Fox Sports station in Arizona. So now I'm excited to be joined by Steve Albert, the man himself.
Nice to be here.
How are you enjoying Alumni Weekend?
Well, it's great. Anytime there's an opportunity to get free pizza, I am elated. No, it's great to be here. I'm thrilled to be back at Kent State. It's my second straight alumni reunion weekend. I'm thrilled to see you and Brendan on the air, along with all the other
We're thrilled to
folks.
be here.
Yeah, really, this is like my second dream come true in terms of Kent State hockey. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to start the program with Don Lumley back in 1970. Man, I'm old.
Oh, you're not too old.
Well, thank you very much. Here's that $1 I promised you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's great to be back again to see the reincarnation, so to speak, of Kent State hockey broadcasting. So to be a part of both chapters of Kent State hockey history is thrilling, really is.
So you told me this was your second dream come true. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that first one and how it came to fruition here at Kent State?
Yeah, I came to Kent State because they didn't have a hockey team, which may sound a little knuckleheaded to some people, but that's the way my mind worked. But the reason I came here was because I wanted to start my own team so I could appoint myself the play-by-play announcer. I had known that the other teams, basketball and football, had professional announcers, and I knew there was no shot. So I said, hey, if I create my own team, I can make myself the play-by-play announcer, and also wanted to start a team that the school could be proud of as well. But it worked out pretty well. We started what was then known as the Kent State Clippers. I had heard, when I came back from my junior year in the fall of 1970, I'd heard that there was a skating instructor named Don Lumley who had played defense for Boston University, and was even a runner-up for the national championship one year. And so I went over to the figure skating rink where he was instructing, and I asked him if he'd like to be the coach, and he said, you know, he wasn't sure at the time. He really wasn't sure. So I had to kind of badger him day after day after day, and he said, look, if you can get enough people over on the rink here to try out for the team, I'll grab a whistle and come over. So the day came. I went out and posted notices all over the campus for tryouts, and I went over to Don over on the figure skating rink. I said, hey, coach, grab a whistle. Come on over and see what I got. And there were over 60 people on the ice who wanted to try out for the very first Kent State hockey team. And the rest, as they say, is hockey history.
and we're glad to be a part of hockey history. We're glad to have a part in your history, Steve. And I got to say, you've been out of the booth for a few years now. So what are you doing in your free time?
Well, when I am home, I turn the sound down on my TV and just broadcast it to whoever will listen in my living room. And there's a petition drawn up in my apartment building to have me removed because I'm talking too loud. But no, it's been about 2 years since I stepped away from it. The traveling kind of got to me, and I was like an old rock band that needed to break up because there was too much traveling involved. In fact, just for fun, my last hotel, I trashed the room just like a rock band. But actually, I didn't. I just moved the chair over a little bit, and that was it. But no, I'm enjoying myself. I live in Lower Manhattan in New York City. It's a beautiful place to be, and it's a nice, healthy lifestyle. I work out a lot, and just kind of enjoy life right now. But I do, you know what I miss? I miss the camaraderie. I miss the friendships, and I miss, the kind of the high of being on the air, like you're experiencing now, and hopefully for many years to come.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you're here, Kent State hockey since 1970. That's got to be a thrill, a good landmark year coming up next year at the Alumni Weekend.
Oh, you're really making me feel old now.
I hate to do it,
Yeah.
but I got to ask. It's my job, right?
Yeah.
So, Steve, thank you for your generous donation. We would not have this program if it wasn't for Steve. We're really, really grateful for your donation. You're helping a lot of people achieve their dreams here, myself included. And I know one day when you were a young man, you were looking for somebody to help you achieve your dreams. That person ended up being yourself for a little bit, but we are really, really grateful for your generosity.
My pleasure. I'm so glad it all worked out. Thanks to the mass communications and journalism departments, to Kevin Dilley, to Matt Butts, to Bill Sweetie, to Coach Jim Underwood. I know those guys and have been tremendously cooperative and accessible to the student broadcasters who are doing the games, and I'm very grateful for that.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Steve, it's been a pleasure. We'll take care, and we will see you. Enjoy the rest of your Alumni Weekend. Enjoy the rest of the game, too.
Thanks very much. Have a good rest of the broadcast.
Sounds great. I'll do my best. Thank you so much. That's Steve Albert, the longtime broadcaster, joining me here. It is 1-0. Calvin leads at the end of one period. So, thanks to Vertanen's goal, the Knights find themselves leading the Flashes yet again. We're going to take a break for the rest of the first intermission. When we rejoin you for the second period, Brendan and I will be back in the booth to call the action. We will see you then. Welcome back to the KSU Ice Arena where the Calvin Knights lead the Kent State Golden Flashes 1-0 after a goal from Jared Vertanen, who has some roots to Canada. He's got roots to the NHL as well. He has a cousin named Jake who plays for the Vancouver Canucks, and he really led the charge for the Knights in that first period, and that goal came, Brennan, on a power play opportunity, and the Flashes drawing yet another penalty because we will have 13 seconds to begin the second period where Calvin will be on the power play. So I got to ask you, what's Kent State's problem this season giving up shorthanded goals or power play goals?
I'm going to say this is a result of, like, what you're seeing is a result of having a young team, okay? A team that doesn't know how to stay out of the penalty box.
Sure.
A team that is giving up chances that these older, more aged teams aren't going to give up. So within that, they seem to be giving up the first power play every game. They seem to be, as one would say, shooting themselves in the foot.
Is that what one might say?
Because we've seen it time and time again. They've just gone – they've put themselves down and they've put themselves out of the games just by going down and taking penalties that they shouldn't take. Last game I called was the game that they were already down to 14 skaters to start the game, got somebody ejected in the first period, and played the whole game with 13 skaters, and ultimately lost on a 5-minute power play in the first period.
Right.
So, that's the team the team that we're seeing is a team that doesn't know how to stay out of the box.
Now, someone that Brendan really likes, and I really enjoy watching too, is the freshman in net for the Flashes. That's Ben White. Real quick, Brendan, what do you like about him?
I said it the first game that I called because it was a game against RMU. Actually, I don't. I'm going to scratch that because I don't remember what game it was. But the game that I did call that he played, he has some sort of a swagger to his game. He has a really great confidence for being a freshman goalie. He carries himself very big in net. I know he's probably about 6'2", 6'3", but it's not always easy to fill up that entire net just with your height alone. Like, he makes himself look big in net. He tries to take away, and he's a really good positioning goalie. So he's always in position, and he takes away those tricky angles, except for the one tonight. I'll give him a little break on that one. But
all right, well, let's get set for second period action because Calvin's going to start this one on the power play. We're going to see a face-off opportunity. Hillebrecht finds a way to get it to Herman. Herman shoots one wide, and Fox had a glove save trapper, but he almost lost it, and he ultimately holds on to it, so that takes the first few seconds off the clock. Hunter Hillebrecht won the face-off, passed it over to Herman. Herman charged in and had a lot of room, but didn't take the puck in too tight, but still had a good chance from about 30 feet out. So now, Hillebrecht trying to win another face-off, but he loses this one to Vertanen. And now Calvin heads up the ice. Hillebrecht trying to gain it back off of Hartline. Throwing it across. Trying to find Greenberg. And now Herman tosses it over, but Captain Hazenga, Austin Hazenga for Calvin, blocks one, loses stick, comes back with it. Kent's going to try and charge down the ice. Here comes Zach Barnes. He dumps it in. A few bodies will come off for the Flashes. But Ruben Chavaria tried to hold on to it in the zone. Jason Smith went after it too, but it doesn't work. Dexter coming away, dumping it in for the Knights. He turns it right over, though. And now Hauskamp had one. He gets hit big at the blue line. Now Jason Smith tossing it up. Jason Smith ultimately dumping it in. Fox is going to have it. Chavaria is chasing after the puck off of Hazenga's stick. Kent State keeping it in the zone before Calvin ultimately comes away with it. Herberg has it along the boards, passing it over to Smith. Smith to Chavaria. Chavaria gets stood up. And now Smith has to go retrieve it, but he won't find anything. Calvin has an offsides warning. They all get back. And now Herberg and Dylan Anderson going to find something going behind the defensive zone. Herberg trying to generate some speed by coming it back from behind the net, but he tosses it over to Chavaria. Chavaria throws it along the boards. And now the Flash is relying on Dylan Anderson to come up. Dylan Anderson fighting with it. Wilkinson has it for the Knights. He throws it over. Robertson threw it in. Now Ethan Bach, who had a penalty earlier in this game, tossing it down. Ruben Chavaria coming across. Speeding down the ice to join him is Anderson. Puck's going to get cleared away, coming back, and there will be a stoppage in play for the net being dislodged.
It might have been one of the first odd man rushes for Kent tonight that we were seeing there.
And Kent tonight, really, the possession, the time of possession has been relatively closer to even. I would say it was 60-40 for the Knights, but the Knights generating more opportunities. Flash is not getting a lot of shots off.
Seems like they have a little bit of a confusion here.
They're talking about who's being on the ice. So Barnes is going to come off the ice and Herberg will go on. Brennan, is there perhaps a rule about changing lines after a net being dislodged? It's one I've never heard of.
I haven't heard one either. The only one that I'm really familiar with is the icing.
Right.
I mean, everybody kind of knows the icing rule, but that was kind of strange to see.
So now the Knights toss it into their own bench, and there will be another stoppage in play. And some smiling faces down there. Zach Barnes messing around.
The only
Ian
thing
Elkins for Calvin. Go ahead, Brendan.
The only thing I could think to explain that maybe if they were saying that it was an intentional, which could have been a penalty, if they're saying it was intentional net dislodge on Kent's part, that they said nobody could line change. Well, I'm not sure.
Housecamp got stood up for a second.
And there's a penalty
There's
coming.
going to be a penalty coming. I believe that'll be interference on Alex Halupnik. We'll see what the official call is.
Yep.
But that's what it looked like to me.
That's they're giving an interference call right here.
So another costly mistake for the Flashes. And it's actually going to be Justin Bioni, not Halupnik, who gets it. And Bioni already has a penalty in this game, so that's 2. And the Flashes aren't going to be too happy with that. He adds on to his total. That's now his 15th penalty of the season. So for Tannen, Hazenga, the captain, has it top of the blue line. Jason Smith is trying to hunt him down. Puck going across. Wilkinson over to Vertanen. Wilkinson holds onto the puck, throws one at the net. Ben White stops it, goes away, and Chavaria is going to find it and send it up the ice. Doesn't get across the blue line until it gets on the hand of Dylan Anderson, who now has a chance. He's going to toss one over to Smith. Oh, and a good chance. Smith tossed it back over to Anderson. Anderson was met by Fox, who knew what was coming. He closed the net. Now Vertanen throws it across. Wilkinson missed the puck. Hazenga has it. He throws it into the zone. Vertanen has it. Tosses it across. And Chavaria is going to try and send it over the head of Joe Wilkinson. Wilkinson ultimately collects it, throwing it back down to Hazenga, deciding if he wants to generate some speed or make some Flashes miss. He holds on to it and decides to pass it along the boards. Now Wilkinson, Hazenga, and Vertanen. Vertanen coming up. He's being chased down by Halupnik. Vertanen holding on to the puck, making some bodies miss, using his fast speed and body size to make people really jump out of their skates. Now Davis holds it in the corner. Davis throwing it up to Hartline. Hartline watches it ricochet off some bodies. Halupnik and Barnes throwing it down. 31 seconds remaining on the penalty to Bioni. And 15:38 remaining in the second period. It's 1-0 Knights. Now Vanafin throws one at Ben White. And White says no. The brick wall freshman. Now 16 seconds remaining on that penalty to Bioni. Brendan, what's the analysis?
I almost want to say we need to stop getting ahead of ourselves because we talk about it and it happens. You know, seeing them take this many penalties isn't the greatest thing to have, but it's nice to be able to see them get some odd man rushes here. So
Ethan Bach loses one to Rob Ferrari, who sails it off of Day's hands and into the netting. So there'll be a face-off. That one's going to come out into the neutral zone circle in front of Ben White's left, past the blue line though. Ferrari loses one to Pitter. Bukowski trying to swing his stick around, and Hartline watches it goes down to retrieve it. Rob Ferrari meets him at the boards. Coming up to Ethan Bach. Bach throws one, nothing going. Hazenga throws one in the net, almost got ricocheted into the net by Jacob Herberg. Would have been an own goal. But the Flashes send it down. It's all even strength. The Flashes getting a regular line out there. And Fox is going to send it down. Hazenga throwing it in. Ian Herman not afraid to get in between the big bodies, still chasing after the puck. Hunter Hillebrecht tried to help him save it. Kobe Greenberg too. Herman alone on the opposite side, sends one in. Hillebrecht holding on to it. Finds Greenberg. Greenberg tosses it in front. Here comes a shot opportunity. It almost went in off the hands of Jacob Herberg.
looks like that's going to be an icing here. Nice little break here for Kent State.
That'll be good. Get some fresh bodies out there. Calvin wasn't out there too long, but it might have been closer to a minute. So a longer line out there for Calvin. Not one of their top lines either.
This is definitely a role where you can't change. And we have no confusion on that one.
Brendan's looking at the rules to find out about the net dislodge and the confusion with the refs earlier in the game.
I'm determined to find it.
Now Ruben Chavaria tried to leave one, and nobody was there waiting for it. So now Day has the puck. Tanner Day fighting along the boards. Him and Trent Bubanik going back and forth. That one's going to be eventually left for Declan Curtis. Throwing one wide across White. Now Curtis has the puck, trying to go for a wraparound, tried to bounce it off of a Kent body in the net, but Ruben Chavaria comes away with it. He throws it to Zach Zarecki, who throws it back to Chavaria. It's a 3-on-3 chance. Both teams putting up their best players. Kent's first line, Jason Smith watches go by. Bioni throws one at the net. It hits off of a player. There's going to be a stoppage because Graham Cormash is down, and he is in pain. He's holding onto his wrist. He's trying to get up. He collects his stick, but that one was hard. Justin Bioni has one of the hardest shots I have seen. He threw it right off of Cormash's hands.
That's one of those ones you, nothing's broken, you have to shake it off.
A few weeks ago, Jason Smith got hit with a puck like that, and he played the next day, but he was telling me even a week later that it was sometimes difficult to grip a stick. But these hockey players, we know it's the toughest sport to play, the toughest people in all of professional sports, even here in the ACHA. Division I hockey, Kent State and the Golden Flashes. There's going to be a penalty, and the Flashes will be on the power play. Rob Ferrari up top, throwing it over for Barnes. Barnes takes one, but Fox is able to stop it. Darren Fox has been electric and lights out so far in this game, despite not maybe facing too many shots.
That penalty caught us by surprise, too. How about that, Ben?
I looked up at the board. I was focused more on the injury to Cormash.
And while we're speaking about penalties, fun fact for you, ACHA actually follows the same rule book as the NCAA when it comes to rules for ice hockey. So that's a fun fact and something I learned today as I'm trying to research why we had that non-line change earlier in the game.
For collegiate hockey, no matter what, is always the best of the best. Hockey are the best of the best. Zach Barnes has one, goes off of Darren Fox's stick, and he ricochets it away. Rob Ferrari has it at the top of the zone. Ooh, Davis met Zach Zarecki using that big body. Now the Flash is trying to figure something out. Sam Dexter trying to intimidate the Flashes, who have 1:08 to work with on their power play opportunity. Chavaria now has a leading chance. He holds on to the puck, trying to wrap it around. He holds on to it and snuck one, but it was off the blocker pad of Darren Fox. Now Chavaria throws one, and it barely went wide. There was a wide open portion too. Chavaria had half a chance, but he couldn't find it on the backhand. He throws it up to Bioni, who loses it. Bioni thinking about whether to pass it to Smith or shoot. He passes it to Smith. Smith throws it back, a one-timer. Ricocheted off the stick. Darren Fox was ready for it. Flash is really having a good opportunity here. Halupnik meeting Davis across the boards. Friedman thinking what to do with the puck. Friedman holds on to it, loses it. Halupnik has a chance. That one's going to be dumped by the Knights. And going back to find it is Bioni, but it'll be too little too late. 10 seconds remaining, and the Knights are going to change their lines. And it looks like the Flashes are going to wait for their own opportunity as this goes back to even strength. 11:07 remaining in the second period. Knights still leading the Flashes 1-0 thanks to that goal by Jared Vertanen in the first period. There goes a shot that went over the net and eventually, running into the boards very hard. Joey Gallo tried to have a hit and missed. And now looks like an opportunity was going to come for the Knights. For half a second, I thought they were going to have a late breakaway opportunity. Curtis throwing a man into the boards. Herberg bounces right back up, though. Now everyone's trying to fight for the puck across the boards. And being met while trying to find the puck is going to be Dylan Anderson. He was looking for a puck in the midair. Puck goes back now, and the Knights have to come back, so they try to dump it in. And Herberg is going to back, but he's going to have some Knights coming after him. Almost like a joust, right?
We're not in medieval times anymore, Ben.
2019 may be looked back upon as a renaissance for some, maybe 400 years from now. I'm no one to judge. So now Calvin holding on to the puck. Hartline throwing one up the Hauskamp. Hauskamp leaves it for Hartline across the ice. Hartline coming in. A backhand opportunity almost went in. Ricocheted out of the air by Halupnik. Halupnik sends it back to center ice. Wilkinson throwing it up. Vertanen almost got hit, but he got out of the way. Herberg tosses one up. So 9:15 remaining in the second period. It's 1-0. We're at the halfway point. The Knights leading the Flashes. And so far, I got to say, it's been a thoroughly entertaining game, as close as it's been. The Knights still seem to have that upper hand. Despite not scoring a goal on the power play, the Flash is still looking more impressive since that opportunity. And a shot from Curtis goes right into Ben White, who was ready.
You're seeing some fight back from Kent State here, which is nice. It's good to see when they respond. And, they've been finding themselves here in the first half of the season, and they've been doing a lot better job of finding it. We've seen games like the weekend at home and home with RMU that they really showed their personality and what this team could really be about. And they just need to continue that moving on.
So now a puck goes wide. The Flashes are charging down the ice. Jacob Friedman tried to throw one up for Rob Ferrari, but he's going to be way ahead of the blue line. Offsides is called. Taking a look around the NHL tonight, the Penguins not even halfway point in the game. They're defeating the Maple Leafs 5-0, and the Maple Leafs are on a 4-game losing streak. The Penguins, of course, without Sidney Crosby. So very interesting development in Pittsburgh.
I'm glad you brought that one up, because that one makes me and you personally very excited. And I was going to bring it up if you didn't, because I've been getting notifications all night.
It's 3-3 between the Rangers and the Panthers as Bioni throws one to net. And Wilkinson didn't find it. So Zarecki had a chance, and a chance for Bioni in front of the net. The defender in an unusual position. Zarecki holding on to the puck, finds Chavaria. Chavaria making moves, throwing it up for Smith. Now Zarecki. Good puck movement for the Flashes. They're really continuing. Update 6-0 Penguins. I spoke too soon a few seconds ago. We'll get to the rest of the NHL at the next stoppage. But now Calvin is trying to bring the puck up, and Chavaria is able to find a puck that was sent in by Smith, and Zarecki threw one at Darren Fox. Smith holding on to the puck now, and a chance in front. A very quick chance that Fox met off the stick of Smith. Smith sends one off the post, and holding on to the puck and still trying to find an opportunity. Smith won't let up. Now Darren Fox finally holds on to it, and it looked like great life being shown by the Golden Flashes for really one of the first times in this game.
So I'm going to jump us back here to the role that me and you were very confused about earlier, and I'm going to credit it to this about the line change. It says, once the line change procedure has been completed, no additional player substitutions shall be permitted until the faceoff has been completed. So I'm going to guess that they had changed lines and then tried to change another player after they had already put their 5 players out there, and the ref called them out for it and made them switch back. That is my guess for that rule that we were so very confused on earlier.
Well, luckily the Flashes changed lines just a few seconds ago because an icing call is going to be put against them. Also across the NHL, Boston leading the Capitals 2-1 in the second period, and the Flyers are up 3-0 on the Red-Hot Islanders, who had most recently been on a 9-game winning streak, so this might be their first loss, and the Flyers have been playing hot as well. Canadians also leading the Devils 2-1 the second period, but we're here at the KSU Ice Arena where it's 1-0 Calvin over the Golden Flashes with 6:55 remaining in the second period. Ian Herman trying to find a move. Flashes keep the puck in the zone, but Calvin's going to retrieve it. They recover. Now a great chance for Calvin. Oh, a big hit by Zach Barnes is able to meet Will Hauskamp. Now Kobe Greenberg leaving a puck. Vining tosses it out, but it's going to be met. Greenberg finds it. Finds Herman. Herman on a good chance. He leaves one across. Oh, and it couldn't be sent in by Hillebrecht. He tried to whack it out of the air at Darren Fox. Greenberg has it. Herman had a chance to wrap around. The puck almost still went in. Kobe Greenberg's going to come off. Zach Barnes almost kept it in, but he loses it just barely across the line. So Calvin's going to have a good chance to come and pressure Kent. Bioni tosses it to Barnes. Barnes slides it up. Here comes a chance for the Flashes. A shot, just blocked. That came off the stick of Danny Nugent, recently coming back from injury. Nugent watches one go in. Now Bukowski losing it. Curtis for the Knights has it. Leaving it across. A shot. Cormash had an opportunity for a rebound. Ben White was able to get over and make another rebound stop. Curtis looking for a chance. Tossing it across. Trying to get it to Workman. Couldn't get there. Workman has a puck and it is in the net. Goal for the Knights. It's 2-0.
Not much you can do right there.
He silenced the crowd here at the KSU Ice Arena. Nick Workman puts the Knights on the board yet again. It's 2-0. Calvin leading Kent, and it just looked like the Golden Flashes were starting to show some life. And the Knights put the theoretical, metaphorical dagger into the heart. But it's 2-0, 5:30 remaining in the second period. We'll see if the Flashes can put up a goal. They didn't put up a goal last night, and Calvin was able to win 5-0. So now, not scoring any goals all weekend, now the Flashes got to put up 2 just to tie. That puck's going to go into the bench.
Making sure everybody's awake over there.
We'll see what's going to happen here on the face-off opportunity. Hartline throwing it over. Mazenga carries one in. Ben White blocks it away. Now Jason Smith leaves one for Friedman. Friedman going in, even though there's a 1-on-2, there's going to be a call. And 2 men are scrapping down in the far corner, and the refs are trying to stop them. Oh, there was a fight almost going on, but the refs have it under control now.
You don't see that very often.
Jacob Herberg, he's complaining to the refs he doesn't have a helmet on. So he's going to go to the box. Zenga's going to go talk with the officials. And Sam Dexter was the other man on that scrap. They're both going to go to the box. We'll see if these are dueling majors or dueling minors.
Funny story for you. Our friend Steve Alberts, when we saw him yesterday, told us a fabulous story about back in the day calling a hockey game with 5 fights breaking out. And one of the guys that has been taking him around Kent State saw me today when I was walking in the arena. He said, you looking forward to calling the game tonight? I said, yeah. He said, at least you won't have to call 5 fights at once. And I said, I don't know if I'd mind that. So here we get a very rare fight, and you don't really see that in collegiate hockey at all.
While the refs sort this out with Hazenga and Chavaria to discuss what's going to happen, the 2 captains showing their leadership. Another part of that story with Steve was he was talking about the 5 fights. So Steve did boxing on the Showtime network for many years as well. He's in the International Boxing Hall of Fame as an announcer. And when he was doing his interview, he said, well, do I have to call 5 fights at once? And they said, no, just one. He said, I'll take the job. That's easy. Because he had to call the 5 fights at once. Steve Albert, a genuine good guy. We're very, very lucky to have his advice, sending us notes each week, and really looking forward to growing the Kent State ice hockey production. Brennan, it's good to be calling with you. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. It's taking a long time for the refs to make their decision on whether or not this is going to be dueling minors or 2 majors being thrown at each team. Chavaria and Hazenga haven't even been mentioned to yet.
I know. We're getting towards the end of November, and December's coming up. But my go ahead and tell us what's going on here.
Herberg is coming out of the box, and it looks like Dexter is as well. Dexter is going to the locker room. Herberg's going to the locker room. So either the majors, there's only 4:50 remaining in the period, so either there are majors or game misconducts. We'll find out.
I'm going to say the latter.
I think I'll agree with you. The latter.
The latter of the
there
two.
You go.
But back to what I was saying, we're getting towards the end of November. December's coming up here. Number 1 on my Christmas list is a extra camera for our broadcast and a replay system, so we could see stuff like that fight, and get it on a replay so we can show you guys what's happening.
Can I make the same exact list? That'd be excellent.
If you don't bring it in December, if you're listening and you want to help us out, if you don't bring it in December, the only one that's going to be able to use it is Ben, because I will not be here.
Well, next weekend we got one more game at home before winter break starts, and then we'll be away for almost 2 whole months.
Yeah.
It sounds a little weird to say, but next weekend Adrian College comes to town to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. And if you want to join us at the Ice Arena, you can go to Kent State's Splash Hockey page. It's ksuhockey.sportngin.com/tickets. So let's see what the official call is. There's going to be a 2-minute penalty or 2-minute power play opportunity for Calvin. So I'm going to assume that means the initiation for the fight was on the Flashes. The ref's still talking.
You almost want to wonder if that's going to fire up Kent State. You know, like a little bit of a scrap. I know it's not really acceptable under the rules here. That might, depending on the rules, I can look them up if I want to, but that might be an automatic 1-game suspension. Maybe not. Usually in leagues you can't fight. That's usually how it goes. But honestly, I feel like that would fire up Kent State. I would be fired up to see one of my teammates going at it when you know you were not supposed to fight.
So I'm going to correct myself earlier. Calvin is going to have a penalty for initiation. The Flashes are going to be on the power play. 2 minutes with 4:50 remaining in the second period. And we don't want to assume, because you know what happens when you do that, but it seems for now that Dexter and Herberg, Sam Dexter and Jacob Herberg, have gotten game misconducts. So that's a 5 minute for fighting and game misconduct for both men. So now the Flash is trying to get something. Friedman throws one to the net. It's ricocheted off of Halupnik's stick. Calvin clears it. There's going to be a stoppage. So 4:29. Brennan, what do you make of all this, really?
This is a frustrated, really frustrated Kent State hockey team. You know, you've had a couple bad weeks. Couldn't really can't really get on the winning track at all. And once you do, you kind of set yourself back some. So this is a very feisty, fired up team. You know,
Bioni holds on to the puck. He loses it. Vertanen is going to come on. He's going to have a chance, but Bioni gets on the back check to meet him. Workman has the puck. He throws it. It goes wide. Ben White was looking for it. It went over his blocker pad's shoulder. Halupnik holds the puck. He throws it to Friedman. The Flashes cross into the offensive zone, but Vertanen is going to find it. He tries to dump it, but a weak attempt. Jacob Friedman holds on to the puck. He watches it go past Smith. Smith finds it again, though. Tried to throw it down to Chavaria. Chavaria ultimately finds it. Goes back. Ian Herman holds on to the puck. Herman throws it up to Bioni. He throws that wicked slap shot. Darren Fox makes another save.
I want to make a clarification on the call. So the PA announcer here announced the penalties as 5 for fighting and DQ. So that means that as soon as you get that 5 minute fighting penalty, no matter who you are, you're automatically disqualified for the game. So, and I believe that does result in a automatic 1 game suspension. Don't hold me to that, but that's what my understanding is.
The Flashes are going to score a goal. We're going to see the puck get ricocheted in, and now the Flashes are on the board with a power play goal. That one is going to be just exactly what the Flashes wanted. Hunter Hillebrecht getting on the board, and the Flashes are going to rely on him as they have all season. That's Hillebrecht's 3rd goal.
And what did I tell you, Ben? What did I tell you?
Tell me, what did you tell me?
This is a fired up Kent State team. I really think that fight brought some energy to them.
So now back to even strength. 3:32 remaining in the period. The Flashes are perhaps fired up, like you said. They get their first goal of the weekend. Sorry to cut you off during your analysis for that goal that happened there, but Vining is going to find it. Tossing it up.
Interrupt me any day for a goal call, Ben. That is perfectly fine with me.
Will do, Brennan. Will do. Well, it's alumni weekend at the KSU Ice Arena, and we have lots of guests. Before the game today, there was an alumni game, an alumni scrimmage. Looked like everybody was having a lot of fun, but not a lot of people with visors on their helmets. I thought that was interesting. But
I heard there's a little bit of an old school group that came down from Canada, maybe about like 4 or 5 guys from Canada that used to play for Kent State back in the day came down.
Somebody's looking for the puck. Calvin comes away with it. Elkins had it, turns it over. The Flashes turn it right back. Erdman has the puck, throwing it in. Bioni has it. Excuse me, Barnes. Barnes throwing it up. Anderson losing it. Hazenga, the captain, loses it. Now the Flashes are coming away with a chance. Somebody was looking for a tripping, and that somebody was the entire Flashes bench, but they're not going to get the call. Kobe Greenberg zooming down, trying to make the most of an opportunity. Here comes Ian Herman, using that speed, gaining up across the side, throws it to Kobe Greenberg, couldn't put a stick on it, he had a wide open chance. Justin Bioni throwing it to Greenberg, Greenberg to Herman, back to Greenberg. He finds Herman, Herman making some moves, he puts it in, Darren Fox got down. Herman tried to go 5-hole, but Herman finds the puck, sticks it, throws it behind. It was going to be a chance for the Flashes. It almost snuck in like that one on Ben White earlier. Darren Fox making another save.
It's those little angles, and you see some of the most famous NHL players picking those little spots. Like some of the superstars in the NHL will just find those tiny spots that the goalies don't want you to find. They want you to think that they're big and they're taking up every inch of the net. In reality, they're not.
Now the Flashes watch the puck go clear, so they toss it in. Wilkinson has it, skating behind the net, trying to gain speed, leaving it and also turning it over. So Ian Herman has a chance. He throws it to Kobe Greenberg, but the puck goes into the corner. Here comes Calvin Cormash. He's back in the game after getting hit with a stick. Here comes a shot. It goes in. Robertson puts it in. It's 3-1. Riley Robertson, another man from Canada, an Ontario man, makes it 3-1 for the Knights with 1:22 remaining in the second period.
Maybe that's what makes this team so dangerous, is that Canadian blood.
They're the best hockey players in the world. You can't deny it.
They're the ones that gave us those great sports. So a little tip of the cap to the Canadians.
Interesting fact for you, Brendan. The national sport of Canada is lacrosse and not hockey.
Ah, I did know that one.
So Robertson extending the lead to 2. The Knights able to breathe again a little bit. For the Flashes, don't let that fool you. Their momentum is still with them. Chavaria dumping it in. Fox goes to retrieve it, doesn't find it. Anderson on the back check, whiffs. Another shot into the glove of Ben White with 54 seconds left in the second.
I feel that Ben's been pretty solid tonight.
I'd say despite the 3 goals, I would say he has been playing well. One puck went over the glove hand, and defense hasn't been helping him out. It looked like some of the rebounds on the second goal led to that goal, and he was all over the place. He's really been moving around well. But despite that, it's 3-1 Calvin. Pitter loses the puck. Smith trying to go up ice, but Elkins pokes his stick in, turns it over.
We got a little action here at center ice. Jason Smith getting tied up.
Well, Ben White able to hop on top of the puck. Elkins was looking to sneak it in behind him.
I would like to point something out here. This is really strange. Justin Bioni, have you noticed the way he wears his pants? He has slits all the way up from the back of his leg up to about like halfway of his thigh in his hockey pants. And I've never seen a player play like that before.
Unless his pants got slashed. I see that now that you mention it. Darren Fox makes a save, and now there's a couple men scrapping in front. Tommy Kilway was part of that action. The referee's separating everyone.
And if it gets bad enough, the refs are going to get to the point where they just start tossing anybody that's given any problems, because this is not the league to fight in.
If you want to do that, you got to prove your worth, and then you can get into the leagues where you can fight. So we're going to see Calvin get ready for a face-off. Holupnik loses it, turning it over. Hartline watches go by, and Workman's going to have it for the Knights. Holupnik does find it eventually and keeps in the zone. But instead, Hazenga tosses it up. Bioni finds it. Bioni looking for someone. He shoots it on net. Fox was ready. Rob Ferrari watches the puck go behind him. That fourth line for the Flashes, making the most of their opportunities, but time expires, and it's 3-1. Knights at the end of 2. So we are now getting ready for the third period of action, but to recap the second, the Flashes have a game misconduct on their hands that they're going to have to deal with. Ben White is talking with Coach Underwood, trying to get some advice, and Ben White is going to be able to speak with Brendan in just a moment, but before that, I want to recap with everyone the period. So, in the second period, we saw several goals. One from the Flashes. Hunter Hillebrecht was able to put one home and that made it 2-1. That was a great power play opportunity after ejections. Sam Dexter for the Knights, and then Jake Herberg for the Kent State Golden Flashes. Hello, everyone. I'm Ben Pagani, bringing you the second intermission report. Brennan's going to be talking with Ben White in just a moment. So the referee is trying to keep this game under control, and they have so far, but we saw another separation there at the end of the second period. The Flashes really, if you ask me, have not been doing too well on keeping momentum. They had a really good fiery opportunity, a good look in their eyes. They were able to score the power play goal closer on to the end of the second period with 3:50 remaining, and then just like that, Robertson was able to put one home. Riley Robertson for Calvin, and now it's 3-1 again, so the Flashes still have to fight with that lead. They were able to get their first goal of the weekend yesterday. They got blanked. 5-0 Calvin won, and they were up 2-0 tonight. Flashes finally getting on the board, and then Calvin eventually extended that lead. So, I gotta say, from my perspective, the perspective of a play-by-play guy and not a color commentator, this game has really been Calvin's to give away, and they've been doing just fine holding their own ground. They've got a lot of big bodies out on the ice, and so far tonight, they have really, really used that to their advantage. They've been making big hits. They've been winning the board, or winning when the puck was in the corner. They've been fighting away, and they have really, really used very great usage of having big, tall bodies on the ice. So now we get ready for the third period of action. Ben White, the freshman goalie for the Golden Flashes, has really been doing well tonight. Despite giving up the 3 goals, one, we saw a lot of rebounds in front of him. One went over his glove hand. The other was a power play. So the glove hand, perhaps something to look on. Ben White, he did make some good glove saves, but he didn't even have it up on one of the goals for Calvin. So right now, I am going to toss it over to Brendan. But before I go over to Brendan, we're just going to take a little bit of a breather before we toss it over to him. Stay tuned.
Ben White, goalie for Kent State. So tell me, what are some of the things you saw out there during the period?
I think we're doing a lot better than yesterday. We're definitely getting a lot of chances in the offensive zone, and the D zone's a little better too.
Okay. So what are some of the adjustments you think you guys need to make in between periods?
I think just making smarter decisions in the D zone. We're getting trapped, and I think we can break it out a little bit easier and keep the puck in the offensive zone. We be better.
Now, how do you guys get yourself out of this hole?
We just got to keep working. As you saw there in the second period, we have a lot of chances, a lot of great chances for the score. So if we just keep working, I think we're going to get one.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Talking with Ben White, the goaltender for the Flashes. Very nice of him to talk with us about his performance and how he's going to advance ahead in the third period. But before the third period gets started, we're going to take another break. So stay tuned, because third period between the Golden Flashes and the Knights of Calvin will be coming up shortly. Welcome back to the KSU Ice Arena. I'm Ben Pagani, joined by Brendan Salander. We're excited to be here tonight calling the action with you on either YouTube or the Kent State Hockey Splash page. It's 3-1 Calvin after 2 periods. Brendan, do you think that tells the tale of the tape?
No.
And tell me why. You gotta. I should be more open-ended with my questions.
Well, as you saw, we talked to Ben White. Ben White has played a fabulous game.
I agree.
He's been sound positionally. He's been making stop after stop. They've been peppering him with shots. You heard some of his thoughts of the overall team, but I guess I could have bumped in there and said, what can the team do to help you better? Not what the team can overall do better. It's what the team can do to help Ben White out better, because he's been playing a fantastic game. He'll probably watch this eventually, not knowing that he got interviewed, so he'll probably hear this. But I know what it's like to be hung out to dry as a goalie, so and it's not fun.
Brennan, of course, is a goalie. He plays. I've shot on this man before. He can make moves. I'm just saying. So we got 3-1. We're a few minutes out. Teams are getting ready to come on the ice, and Kent really has something to prove because they've only won one conference game. Came last week against Eastern Michigan. And Brendan, we talked at the beginning of the game, conference play is crucial. Calvin is playing really well. They've played a collective 8 games all season long, but 6 of them have been conference. Kent now, this is their 6th conference game of the year, and they only have that 1 win. Throw that aside. Kent State needs to be back in the win column. They went on a losing skid of 5 games for a little bit before finally defeating Eastern Michigan last weekend, splitting their home and home. Talk about just winning. How do you get back in when you're down like this?
Well, you have to also take in consideration that the 2 of those games on the win streak were against Robert Morris. We all know how good Robert Morris is, not in the conference, but they are a very good team. And the fact that Kent State stayed in play with them during that weekend is something to hang your hats on at least. Another step on the ladder to where you're trying to get as a team. But this team just needs to grind out for the rest of this game, try to see if they can get themselves back in and first of all, stay out of the box and get some goals, because that's what's going to get you back in here. If you keep getting those stupid penalties that are putting you in the box, putting you down a man, then you're not going to win.
It's as simple as that. So, both teams ready for action again. 3rd period coming up right here. We saw 2 game misconducts for fighting in that last period. I want to remind everyone about Sam Dexter and Jake Herbert are gone. Not a see it a go. So now the Flashes were able to score on a power play opportunity because Calvin initiated that. But it looks like Cormash is heading to the locker room for Calvin, maybe not feeling too hot. So he heads his way off the ice. And we're ready to go. Face-off. Hunter Hillebrecht up against Pitter. Hillebrecht wins the face-off. And now the Flashes trying to toss something in. They get a puck. Kobe Greenberg, he throws one up. Hillebrecht threw it across to Ian Herman. Herman tossing it up. Oh, tried to find Greenberg, but the puck goes back, and now Zach Barnes goes to try and retrieve it. Ben White is waiting for him with the puck. Flashes really got to rely. Losing a defenseman is nothing you ever want to do, so they only dressed 5 defensemen to begin with. Now they've got 4 to play with the rest of the game. Chavaria throws one, ricochets up off of a Calvin stick and into the netting.
So if my math skills are correct, we got Kent State down to 17 skaters.
Good job.
And Calvin down to 16. With the player that just left the ice, which it actually looked he's back. He's back already.
He's back across the ice. Must have forgot something in the locker room. Maybe lucky glove or something. So another stoppage, and the face-off will come back in. Change the stick. Could have been a number of issues. Was worried he got hit, and Cormash got hit in the hand earlier off of a Justin Bioni slap shot, and that is something I would never want to be in the way of. He hit a crossbar and in goal earlier this season, and that was so loud I thought it was a fire alarm. So now Kent State trying to play some defense. Ruben Chavaria loses it. Jason Smith finds it, throws it at the net at Darren Fox. Fox stays calm, cool, and collected. Elkins gets a poke check away from Bioni. Bioni sliding it up. Kent State going to try and find something. Robertson tossing it back. House Camp holding on to it instead of passing it to Vertanen. Shoots it and off the post and in behind Ben White, and it's 4-1 Calvin. That was so fast, Brendan.
The defense let him walk right in.
So what do they need to do better for Ben White? I think you answered the question there for yourself. Nobody really on the back check. Everybody really did watch that happen.
I've seen a number of odd man rushes tonight, and I said it earlier here in the broadcast that there's just been a lot of defender, like most of the Kent State defenders have been caught pinching, whatever it is, they're getting caught and getting beat. And I don't know if that's due to the fact there's only 5 defenders dressed tonight or what, but it seems to be hurting them in one way or another.
So now Ehrman tossing me over. Hazinga to Curtis. Curtis up the end trying to get something going, but he saves it for himself after dumping it in. Him and Zach Barnes going after it. Now Calvin up to Hartline. Hartline throws it in off the stick of a Kent player and in to the netting for a stoppage in play. And went off of the stick of Tommy Kilway, and another face-off. Kent's really got to be hurting. I mean, you came in with a strategy, and everybody's got one until you get punched in the face. Talk about a big blow to Kent. 17:54 remaining in the third and final period, where Calvin leads the Flashes 4-1. Now the Flashes perhaps having an opportunity. Going back to find it. Bukowski has the puck, turns it over. Calvin coming up. Bioni dumps it in. Bukowski tried to retrieve it, lost it. So Workman dumps it in. Bioni will find it. Day watches it go right past him, so Dylan Anderson has the puck. Bukowski has it at center ice, tossing it into the neutral zone, but it looks like he's going to go off for a change. Ian Herman will take his place. Elkins fighting with Rob Ferrari in the corner after the puck. Herman not standing down from Davis, who's a whole head taller than him. Greenberg to Herman. Herman holding on to the puck, losing it. Now Pitter. Pitter has it. Day gets hit, stood up. Bioni is there to stop it at the blue line. Pitter smacks it out of the air. And now a chance. Bioni tried to make a move, holding on. Looks like Calvin wanted a penalty for some sort of interference. Didn't get it. Puck ricochets past. Greenberg has the puck.
Bioni threw him in a mean headlock when he ran into him, so that's kind of why Calvin was a little bit upset on that play.
It's what wrestling fans might call the yes lock. So now a chance. Hillebrecht tried to throw it in. Fox holding on to the post. Didn't let it happen. Vertanen has the puck. Across over to Davis. Davis had a chance. Almost went in. Ben White extended that leg, kept it out. Vertanen's going to take it back in. Takes a slap shot, goes way wide. Even high, too. So no good shot there. Ben White does find the puck as it ricochets back to him, and he holds on to it, and there will be a face-off to the right side of Ben White.
Couple good saves, big saves from him there. He's definitely keeping this team in it and keeping life in this team, and that's exactly why I love him as a goalie, because he's in the games he's played, he's been a backbone.
He sure has. He sure has. And now Bach tossing it up. Wilkerson keeps it in the zone. Eventually losing it, though. Wilkerson dumps it in. Ben White's going to let it go. Zach Barnes is going to find it. Him and Ethan Bach skips over the two of them into the netting. And another stoppage in play with 15:33 remaining in the third and final period, where Calvin University and the Knights lead the Kent State Golden Flashes 4-1. And really a silence over the crowd here at the KSU Ice Arena. But Jason Smith is going to win a face-off against Cormash. Now Jason Smith trying to retrieve after it. Wilkinson dumping it in. Cormash really trying to get Bioni, poking him around with a stick. Bioni eventually turns it around, sending it up ice, but Wilkinson's going to find it. Wilkinson down. Trent Bubanik finds it. Trying to clear it out. Robertson, who has a goal in this game, throws it wide. Here come the Flashes on a 3-on-2 opportunity. Robertson can't get to the back check. A chance, a shot fired right at Fox. It's going to go in, and that is going to be a Ruben Chavaria assist to Jason Smith.
You love to see it come from Jason Smith. Talked about him earlier here in the broadcast, how he gets down in all those dirty areas. That was a nice greasy rebound right there in the crease.
So it's 4-2, and Kent State, don't count them out yet because there's plenty of time for them to ride that momentum. 14:56 exactly remaining in the third and final period. It's 4-2. Nice for Smith to get back on the board. It's been a while. That's going to be his 5th goal of the season, extending his point total to 8, which will be good enough for tied for third best on this Flashes team. Now here's a chance. Ooh, Barnes tried to throw, and Darren Fox lost it in front of the net, and he eventually finds it right back.
We're seeing a pattern here. He's starting to fumble all these simple shots to him, and that's showing something to the Kent State team that get the puck on the net.
Make a shot, and the Flashes really struggled to get shots on net earlier in the game. Holupnik loses a face-off. Curtis fighting along with Holupnik for it. It extends in front of center ice. Elkins coming up the ice for Calvin. He leaves it in the zone. Zach Barnes goes back to find it. Hitter coming to chase after him. Calvin's going to get the puck. Friedman's looking for it. Friedman and Holupnik can't decide who wants it more. Tommy Kilway has it. Turning it over to Hartline. Hartline over to Hazenga.
This Kent team is jumping.
Hartline leaving it back for Hazenga, who's deciding what to do with it. He throws it up. It almost hits the ceiling, but puck comes down, though, and play goes on. Vertanen now has a chance. He makes a move against 3 defenders, eventually shooting it across the net, but nobody was there. Michael Elkins goes to retrieve it. Ben White not able to get back in time. Elkins throws one at the net. Goes wide, but he keeps it in the zone, though. He jumped up, and he gets shoved by Holupnik, but it looks like there's going to be a hand pass and a stoppage in play.
I'm going to ask you, since you always ask me, what do you notice different this period?
Energy.
Yeah.
I mean, despite the Flashes, I thought maybe there was a dagger in him, but that first line really looked impressive off of Jason Smith's goal. Everybody had a hand on it. Rob Ferrari wins a faceoff. The Flashes turn it just back over as soon as they had it. So now Calvin dumping it in. Housecamp going after it. Flashes charging, Flashes fighting. Who wants this one more? Calvin so far has. They lead 4-2. Vertanen, backhand pass to Housecamp. Housecamp threw one on net. Ben White finds it in his glove, but puts it down and passes it down the ice. Kobe Greenberg skating down, and a chance missed. Housecamp could have put a stick on it. Now Greenberg gliding. Leaves it for Ferrari. He dumps it and comes to get a line change. Flashes working with only 4 defenders right now after the ejection to Jacob Herberg. Housecamp left one for Davis. Davis tried to knock the wind out of Ben White, but he was able to sit on it and make a save.
I'm gonna say it because we didn't talk about it as it was happening, but you know what they say: 3-goal lead's the worst lead to have in hockey, and I think you're starting to see why, because you get one goal to get you back in close, and now this team's jumping with 13 minutes left in this game.
Herman threw a weak one at the net, but it took Darren Fox a quick second to get over there. Day tried to get a puck, but it ricocheted off of one of his own men. So Herman leaves it for Greenberg, and did you see Zach Barnes glide his skate to stay on sides? Now Barnes playing defense. Working his way, poked one out on the back check. Herman tried to pass it to him. They're going to turn it right over. Erdman tossed it around. Robertson has the puck. Now Kent State, Ruben Chavaria had one right in front of the net. Nobody was ready for it. He found it and everybody was looking at him, waiting for him to make a move.
They just left the puck there for anybody to pick up.
That's going to be an icing call against Calvin, and perhaps for the Flashes, something that they really, really want coming at the exact right time.
A little, they could use this as a change of momentum right here. And a little bit something to keep getting you back on the right track.
Well, now Kent trying to ride the momentum of the icing, and they get a little more help because of false start on the faceoff for Calvin. And Calvin's actually going to take the upper hand on that, and then Davis dumps it in. Trent Bubanik wasn't ready to get it, but another icing call. But I think the Flashes might keep the same lines here.
That took a extremely weird bounce for Calvin on that. Took a shot off the glass that took a bounce and went straight to center ice all the way to the other end.
So, again, a good chance looking for the Flashes. They send the same crew back out there. The first line, Jason Smith is going to take the face-off for the Flashes. He wins it. Zach Zarecki threw one of the net off the blocker of Darren Fox. Now a shot thrown at the net, a wide open net for half a second. Bach is able to send it down. Bioni is waiting for him. Bioni throws it. Zarecki has it, tosses it on a backhand pass. Throws it for Jason Smith. Smith losing it behind Ruben Chavaria, so the Flashes got to come back, but Bioni's skating around, making the Knights work for it.
Say your prayers because the hockey gods might answer.
They're listening, you think?
I hope so.
Well, that puck almost trickled in off of Smith's stick. He almost had another one. Calvin, though, is going to look to have a chance on a big hit for Bioni, knocking the stick out of Hazenga. Here comes a chance. Kobe Greenberg and Ruben Chavaria working together. Hartline's going to find a chance to knock the stick, but it looks like he is going to be called
for a hook.
Hook. And the Flashes, that hook's actually going to be against the captain, Hazenga.
Oh, no.
No.
Wait.
Hazenga's trying to plead. Something's happening here. Hazenga's pleading with the referee. What's going to be the call? I didn't think Hazenga did anything wrong. He walked over. Okay, so we see now Josh Hartline, which was the initial thought, is going to be called. So the Flashes, you think the hockey gods were listening when you said that, Brendan?
I hope so, because they're teasing us right now.
Ian Herman has it in front of the net. It goes in! He gets knocked down as it goes in. It's 4-3. And just like that, the Kent State Golden Flash is not allowing anything to happen. Ian is pumped up, small but mighty. And oh, how the mighty fall in the form of the Calvin University Knights. It was 4-1. Now it's 4-3. Just like that.
I'm ecstatic right now. I have no idea about you, but I am through the roof because this team is working. This team is working right now, and to see them get rewarded for this is freaking amazing.
Everybody is excited for Ian. They're putting their hands on him. Ian Herman getting his 4th goal of the season for Kent State, and 4 goals for Calvin, but now 3 for the Golden Flashes. 10:38 remaining in the 3rd period. Anything could happen, but Ian Herman able to score there. Flashes continuing to try and ride the wave of momentum. So now Haskamp tosses it up for Tannen, trying to put a stop to the bleeding and continue to extend the lead for the Knights. Puck's going to go back to Vining. Vining takes a slapper, throwing it wide. Friedman for the Flash has been playing more collectively. He had a lot of penalties earlier in the season, but he has been playing more put-together hockey as of lately. I said that with a bit of a Cleveland accent. I wasn't too proud of that. I said hockey. Anyway, we continue on. Vining going in, trying to make something happen. Rob Ferrari's there to stand him up. and a big hit up front.
That was clean.
It was a clean
That
hit.
was, I saw that up close, and that was definitely 100% a clean hit.
Danny Nugent using his body. Danny Nugent using his body again for another hit on Vertanen. Now he's being pinned up against the boards, but the puck's there, so it's going to play on. Vertanen comes away with the puck. Flashes look maybe like they need to change a line, but they're going to continue to play this one out. Bioni comes out. Bioni lays out a man. Unbelievable. Holy cow.
What an
So,
exciting game we got here. 9 minutes left in the third period, and it's going.
this one's going to come down to the wire. Ehrman leaving it. Went between Kobe Greenberg's legs. Hillebrecht loses it. Bioni finds it with his hand, though. He sends it over. Anderson gliding up. Behind the boards, there's a broken stick on the opposite end in the corner where the last scrum was. Bioni throws one, or Barnes throws one rather, straight into the legs of a Calvin player. That one goes off the side. Ian Herman looking for another goal. Tried to sneak one in past Fox. Didn't find it. Herman's going to find it, though, again. He gets hit big up against the boards. I think Calvin's afraid he's going to make an opportunity, but now he's in a headlock, and we got a delayed penalty coming up on Calvin, and the Flashes are going back on the power play, and that's because you can't put men in headlocks in hockey. That's just the rules. I don't make them.
No, it looks like they're trying to get Kent State.
We're going to take Kent State to the box. I don't understand that call. The play was stopped when Calvin took possession of the puck, but Kobe Greenberg is going to the box. I don't understand that. Herman went down in a headlock. The ref called delayed penalty, and they only stopped it when Calvin touched the puck. I don't understand that. They should have continued play. And we saw Jason Smith really talking to the referee. He said, I do not understand that decision there. He's still chirping with him in the face-off circle. But nonetheless, Cormash is going to go out there to meet Smith, and it's a power play opportunity for Calvin. So Vertanen tosses it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson throws it in. Ben White with an outstanding save. He was there to meet the rebound off the hands of Robertson, who already has a goal, and the Flash just dump it in. Darren Fox struggling back, finding the puck, sending it up the wing, and that's going to be an icing. And now the Flash is going to be able to change against a Calvin line that's worked hard on the first 21 seconds of this power play. 7:56 remaining in the third period and 1:39 remaining collectively on the power play against Kobe Greenberg, that still trying to find out the decision on that. So now Wilkinson, after the Calvin face-off win, Vertanen has the puck now. Leaves it back, generating some speed. That's going to be another icing call. And if the Flashes can win a face-off, it might be helpful for them to try and create a shorthand opportunity.
Well,
what?
1 goal away. 7 minutes left. Closer to 8 minutes. They got a lot of momentum right now, and it's great to see. This is super exciting game to be at.
Vertanen's going to be on the ice. It seems a lot going on here, especially on the power play opportunity. Robertson watches the puck go by. Herman finds it. Herman Halupnik leaves it for Halupnik, loses the puck, and it goes back into the neutral zone. A 2-on-1 opportunity, but uh-oh, here comes a chance. Calvin holding on to the puck, trying to sneak it in. A poke check from Ben White as the net comes dislodged. Vertanen snuck one in, and he celebrated.
And that's
doesn't count.
That's gonna be no goal because it came off from Calvin and wasn't intentional net dislodge on Kent's part because they were down and out.
So no goal. 1 minute remaining on the power play opportunity for Calvin. And the net is dislodged, so Kent going to quickly talk some strategy and perhaps there's some talk here. Was a timeout called? So Halupnik is going to go to the box. It sounds like for hooking. There will be a penalty shot coming for Calvin. So the net got dislodged, and there's going to be a penalty shot for Calvin. We're going to see. So Ben White, time to see what he's made out of. The freshman going to have to face an opportunity. Calvin is going to send out Graham Cormash. Cormash versus White, the tail of the tape. Ben White's allowed 4 goals in this game. Cormash with a few penalties and an injury in this game. So we'll see what happens. It's 1-on-1, the penalty shot. Calvin leads 4-3. They're on the power play. But now Cormash gonna have a chance. He's circling. He's thinking about what he's gonna do. The ref signals on. Here comes Cormash. Him versus White. White goes out. Cormash makes a move, and Ben White with the stop. And Cormash slams his stick on the ground. He is not happy. Ben White skates away. He said, I knew I could do it. And so, 1 minute remaining on the penalty to Kobe Greenberg. And Ben White coming in with a clutch save. The kid from Cuyahoga Falls, just down the street here from Kent, Ohio, in the KSU Ice Arena. Got to be making the crowd proud here. Lots of people he knows in attendance. Lots of people here in attendance at the KSU Ice Arena on Alumni Weekend.
I'm going to stop what I'm doing and bow down to Ben White right now.
You like what you see?
I love it. I absolutely love it. He's just an electrifying goalie to watch. Like, he's awesome.
He never blinked. I mean, he came out to try and cut off the angle. When he realized that Cormash was going to keep it closer, he skated back, cool, calm, and collected, and extended his right leg and made a save with his pad.
We have another weird line change thing going on. I guess we'll go with the role that the line change happened already, and they can't change again.
So now Kent State clearing the puck right off the face-off. They've got to be pumped up, and once this penalty kill is over, if they do it successfully, they got to be riding the momentum. 7:05 remaining in the third period. Calvin leads the Flashes by 1. They were up by 3. And Ian Herman and Jason Smith both found the back of the net. Wilkinson holding on to the puck at the blue line. Taking a shot, ricochets away, going to the far corner. Smith faked after it. Anderson watched it go back. Calvin keeps it in their offensive zone. Throw it at the net. Ben White was ready for a ricochet, but it never came. A wraparound goes off the back of White's stick. Vertanen trying to throw it in. The Calvin player lost their stick, but it comes back to Vertanen. Vertanen to Wilkinson. Slap shot ricochets off the stick of Zach Barnes. Ruben Chavaria tried to clear it, but it stays in the zone. Vertanen makes a move, sends it out, and that puck is going to be cleared as the penalty expires to Greenberg. Kent's going to get some fresh bodies on. And it's even strength. 6:10 remaining in the third period. Hold on to your hats, folks. This one's going to be very, very tight all the way to the finish. Wilkinson.
I don't know about my hats, but I might have to hold on to my pants.
Or your ponytail. Anyway, Calvin gliding it up. Barnes has it. Friedman turns it right over, and he gets hit hard and loses his stick. He gets up to retrieve it.
It's a borderline hit right there.
It was close. It was hard. Barnes throws it, almost hits the ref. Friedman watches it go in. Elkins, Davis. Now Curtis. Curtis over to Barnes. Curtis took the shot. Barnes got in front of him, went over the net and over Ben White. Rob Ferrari gets hit. Ooh. Big collision at center ice. He's holding on. He is down. And a hit from Jacob Freeman afterwards, and that might result in something. Freeman trying to stand up. And now on the ground, Curtis. Declan Curtis is down. Rob Ferrari on one knee trying to get up. Freeman had to drop his stick. He's coming off the ice.
That was
Declan Curtis is still down. Here comes the trainer. That is a scary moment. I understand Jacob Freeman trying to stand up for his teammate Rob Ferrari, who really he went limp in midair, and
he took a hard hit.
He ragdolled.
Yeah, his head snapped back on that one.
But right now, if you're Friedman, this is not the time to be messing with that. You're winning, or you're losing 4-3. You're riding momentum. You can't take a risk, and it looks like, there you go, Friedman is going to the penalty box for his hit. And so for what time remains in this game, and I spoke too soon. I think I had the announcer's jinx earlier. I said Friedman has been playing cleaner hockey, and his team cannot be happy. Coach Underwood has been disappointed with that all season long from Friedman, really.
I believe that the initial call was on Calvin for their hit on Rob Ferrari, and the retaliation is what landed Kent in the box. So let's see here if they're going to even things up and maybe do some 5-on-5 hockey.
Trying to figure out what's going on here at the KSU Ice Arena. 5:21 remaining. For right now, it looks like Calvin's going to have another power play opportunity as soon as they got done with it. And Coach Underwood has got to be, he's staying calm, but I mean, he's got to be very, very disappointed with Jacob Friedman, because the Flashes had momentum, and now for almost half the remaining time in this game, they're going to be killing a penalty, and they're down by a goal. And their penalty kill has been really not too strong all season long. They gave up a few weekends ago 5 goals to Robert Morris all weekend long, and every single one was shorthanded. So the referees, the officials trying to figure out what's going on.
If I'm on Kent's bench, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all, because it really did look like a dirty hit, and I thought that's what they were calling. I thought they were calling a penalty on that hit to Rob Ferrari, and I think we just see Kent's penalty just got taken off the board. So
we're going to see what the call is. The officials talking with the timekeeper. Hazenga and Chavari out there speaking with one another.
But as I was saying, you got to understand, this is a brotherhood. These guys spend a lot of time together. They spend a lot of time, and they bond together, and this becomes a family over time. And you see somebody take what looks like a nasty hit, like, you're going to get mad. And especially with, this is the second game on a back-to-back, like these two teams playing each other. It's going to get chippy. It was chippy. We saw a fight. We had two players get a five for fighting and get disqualified already in this game. So, like, there's some chippiness to this game, and you almost have to expect it at this point.
So it looks like Kent State is going to have a 5-minute major, and Calvin is going to have a 2-minute minor. That is what the scoreboard says right now at the KSU Ice Arena. So if that were the case, Kent would have the 4-on-4 opportunity with Calvin for 2 minutes, and then spend 3 of the remaining 3:21 that would be left after that 4-on-4 killing the penalty. Kent's got to be just shaking their heads and see some of the players talking to one another, talking what strategy they got to come up with. Maybe perhaps trying to take the most advantage out of that 4-on-4 opportunity, more open space on the ice that they can generate some puck movement. So the captains go back to talk to their coaches. Javaria talking with Coach Underwood. Trying to do my best lip reading here, not doing too well of a job. So Declan Curtis, I'll come back to you real quick. In the KSU Ice Arena, I'm Ben Pagani, and this is Brendan Sellender. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Here's what we do know. There were some nasty hits at center ice. Rob Ferrari went down. Declan Curtis took him out. To retaliate, Curtis got laid out by Jacob Friedman. There's 5:21 remaining in this third and final period. Friedman has gotten a 5-minute major, and it looks like Hazenga is going over to talk to Curtis. Declan Curtis is going to serve a 2-minute minor. Friedman, it looks like, is actually getting a game misconduct, and there will be a 5-minute major. So going over to help him out and serve his time Joey Gallo hasn't played a lot tonight. He's actually the 13th skater for Kent, so that's why he's going over to serve the time. So Kent State, 5:21 remaining. 2 of those minutes were going to be 4-on-4. The remaining 3 minutes of the remaining 3:21 will be a man advantage for Calvin. So Vertanen holding on to the puck, throwing it across to Hazenga. Hazenga over to Hartline. Hartline looking for something to generate, so Hazenga tosses it up to Workman. Workman dumps it in, and now Zach Barnes throwing it across. Ruben Chavaria finds the puck. Chavaria throwing it across. Workman back to Hazenga.
So we got a 5 minutes for checking from behind and a 2-minute interference call. So just to clarify those calls for you.
Brennan on the analysis tonight. Chavaria making moves across center ice. Smith comes off, so Chavaria is all by himself, 1-on-3. Still holding on to the puck, though. He's up in the corner boards, fighting for dear life. Coming to help him now are some Kent players, Hunter Hillebrecht included. Hillebrecht trying to get a pass from Greenberg. He gets it. He's cornered in. Bioni tosses it in. Here comes Greenberg from behind the net, getting held up against the corner wall behind the net by Hazenga. That puck goes down in. Ian Herman leaving it for Hillebrecht. Hillebrecht taking it in. 3:49 remaining. 27 remaining on the 4-on-4. Wilkinson pushes Hillebrecht to the ground. Herman fighting for the puck in between the legs of all sorts of players. Hillebrecht and Wilkinson. Greenberg finding something, trying to find something. The crowd is really silent, concentrating on it. Here comes a chance for Calvin. 1-on-1, 2-on-1. That puck goes off the post and around. That was a chance from Van Opham. First time we've had to say his name tonight.
Tongue twister, sounds like it.
Calvin has a chance. Workman throws it, going wide. Ben White was ready, though. Ehrman. Bioni finds it, trying to clear it down. But Calvin has 3 men back playing defense. They are on the man advantage for 2:34, and there's 2:54 remaining in the game. So Kent State's going to have to pray for a shorthanded goal, really, if they want to tie this game up in regulation. Bioni tossing it in. Flash has really got to find something to go, and Calvin looks like they are holding 3 men back at D, so Kent can't get out. They're playing a trapper style. Riley Robertson knocks it out of the air. Clean hand, though. Justin Davis.
The disappointing thing is this penalty is going to basically take them to the end of the game.
And Kent State really was riding a wave of opportunity. 2:18 remaining in this game. It's 4-3 Calvin.
But anything could happen.
Never say never in hockey. I've seen crazier. Smith tosses it down and leaves it.
I asked everybody to say their prayers, so I hope they did, to the hockey gods, because I could pray for some OT hockey right now.
Free hockey. Davis with the puck. Leaving it for Robertson. Sending it up ice. Anderson. Leaving it for Herman. Herman on the skate. He's really trying, makes a move using those fast hands. He gets tripped up, and it's going to be an opportunity for the Flashes to go 4-on-4 and then close out the game 21 seconds with a man advantage. Going to the ice, going to the penalty box is going to be Graham Cormash.
And that is a game changer here for Kent State with one of their workhorses of a player, Ian Herman, coming in and doing everything on the penalty kill, and just making Calvin's power play look weak.
If he didn't use his hands as fast as he did and make a defender slip up, Cormash slipped. If you lose on defense, you're going to have to use your stick, and he got called for tripping. So Vertanen and Halupnik.
He got caught standing still there.
Halupnik in the corner. Calvin coming away with it. Comes a chance for Curtis. Thrown at Fox, who Darren Fox, I mean, you said earlier, giving up some weak opportunities. 1:32 remaining in the third period, Brendan, and the last few seconds of the game are going to be a Kent State power play opportunity. 1:12 left on the 4-on-4.
I think that gave them a little bit of an energy boost here to want to get that extra goal, because it kind of sucks when you're on a penalty kill and there's no hope. So now that we have some hope.
1:28 remaining. Ferrari knocked up at the blue line. He gets back on his feet. Calvin dumps it in. Bioni looking after the puck for Tannen, watching him like a hawk. Ken's going to try and bring it up. Danny Nugent leaving it back. Here comes Zarecki. Zach Zarecki making moves across center ice. He takes a shot. Almost goes in. Ricocheted. He tried to sneak one in behind Darren Fox. Fox was ready. Chavarria to Bioni. Bioni at the blue line by himself. Snuck one in between the legs of Vertanen. Bioni had a chance wide open. He lost it. Less than a minute to go in the game. 52 seconds.
And Ben White is on the bench now.
Ben White is off, so Flashes with a 6-on-4 advantage. That puck gets sent down in, just going wide. 41 seconds left at the KSU Ice Arena. Justin Bioni has the puck. Flash is trying to do something. 35 seconds now. The Flash has got to hurry up. Bioni across center ice. Almost lost the puck. They dump it in. He comes off the ice. 27 seconds remaining at the KSU Ice Arena. That puck gets sent down, and that just barely goes wide. That'll be an icing call, though. 22 seconds. Kent's going to...
And 2 seconds left on their penalty.
So it'll be 6-on-4 after the man comes out of the box for Kent.
A couple things working in their favor right now is 2 seconds left on the penalty, face off in their offensive zone.
Coach Underwood is telling his man, he's telling Joey Gallo to come over, but Kent's going to call a timeout to strategize. And Joey Gallo was being motioned to by Coach Underwood that even though 22 seconds remain, and Kent is going to have a 6-on-4 advantage if they win their face-off and Ben White stays off, Gallo's got to come to the bench. Like I said, he was the 13th man tonight, so that's not who they want out, and they're going to have to send someone else out there for the 6-on-4 with 20 seconds remaining.
If you're Coach Underwood, who's your center taking this face-off right now?
Jason Smith.
Jason
Has to
Smith.
be Jason Smith. Was that the answer you were looking for?
Yeah, that was the answer I was looking for, because he's the heart and soul player that this team has needed. You know, this team has leaned on him really heavily in the third period to get the boys going, rally the troops, and bring them back.
So Calvin continues to strategize, but Kent's confident in what they got. Going down, looks like Jason Smith is going to take that center ice face-off for the Flashes. He's joined by Alex Holupnik, Hunter Hillebrecht, Ruben Chavarria, Justin Bioni, and getting ready to come from the box and out. So Gallo's skating as fast as he can. Coming to take his place is going to be Zach Zarecki. The puck goes back. Zarecki's got to retrieve it. 13 seconds remaining. They got to hurry up and speed up across the ice. They're going to have 8 seconds now on the board. Going to try and take it in. Here comes a chance. Hillebrecht throws one on. It goes wide. The puck almost went in the net, and Kent's going to watch the puck go down. Time is going to expire, but it looked everybody in the Kent State Ice Arena had their hands on their head because there was a wide open chance. But time expires, and the Calvin Knights hold on to their lead and win this game 4-3. Kent, another game in the loss column. Calvin improving their record on the season to 6-1-2 and 4-0-1 in conference play. So Kent is going to shake their hands with their weekend-long opponents. Calvin takes 2 of 2 from the Golden Flashes. The Flashes have really been doing a good job of finding their identity, creating it all season long. And just when it looks like things are coming together and they put on a great effort, it just doesn't work out because of a penalty to Friedman that really, I mean, it was too costly. Kent State didn't have enough time to try and prevail at the end.
You know, minus the that little skirmish there in the third period, you take that out of the game, I think Kent comes back. But you got to also consider the fact that Captain Jason Smith right there with a wide open net. I don't know. It looked like it might have deflected off something, but it bounced about 5 inches past the net, and it was just that close to giving us some extra hockey.
Well, Kent State going down to Calvin tonight, 4-3 at the KSU Ice Arena. We're going to wrap up the game for you tonight. Final score, 4 Knights, 3 Flashes. Penalties kind of scattered more than they have been throughout the season, and proving to come at the right times. Calvin able to get a power play goal and went up by 3 goals at the beginning of the third period. Jason Smith scored. Ian Herman snuck one in, and it was 4-3 with over half the period to go. And Brendan, you and I thought perhaps that Kent was going to ride their wave of momentum. And about 5 minutes left in the game, we saw Rob Ferrari get hit. The Flashes were going to go on the power play, and Jake Friedman retaliated and took a 5-minute major. And I got to wonder what Coach Underwood is going to say to Friedman, because all season long he's been the troublemaker of the team, to be honest about it. There's just been too many penalties, and if he doesn't have that happen, Flashes go on the power play, and then there's still 3 minutes to go after that. They were riding momentum. You got to wonder what was going to happen, Brendan.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a setback in the third period, but you know, I'm gonna start this statement by saying I'm jealous of you, because this is just another one of those building blocks that Coach Underwood has been talking about. That's adding to these young guys. You know, I mean, next year you're gonna lose 4 players from this team, but the core of this team is gonna be here. You're gonna have guys like Ben White, Ian Herman, like those really core depth guys right now. They're still gonna be here come next year, and Coach Underwood said that a lot of those guys are young guys. He's been saying it throughout the year, but like it's adding, you're going up another step in the ladder, you know, because even though it's a loss, there was a lot of great things to build from this.
I think Kent shined some spotlight through, especially at the end. There's really no quitting this team. They were just dealt the cards they were dealt, and that's how you got to play the game. So at the end of the night, it's 4-3 Calvin. Calvin improves their record, and they continue to shoot up the GLCAL rankings here in the American Collegiate Hockey Association. They're going to the top of the conference. Calvin only playing a few games this season. They've only played 9 total, but a lot of them have been in conference, and they haven't lost a conference game, just one in overtime, so they got a point from that. So you got to think, if you're Calvin, you're excited to be able to hold on to the lead and win here and go back to Michigan with 2 wins for the weekend under your belt. Kent State, they got a lot to work on over the weekend. But I think that'll do it for myself and Brendan. Brendan, it's been a pleasure calling the game with you, buddy.
It's been amazing, Ben, and I had a great time. This is one of the most exciting games that I think I've been to here at the Kent State Ice Arena. So I don't know about you, but let me go ahead and take it over.
Sure. So the final score tonight at the KSU Ice Arena: 4 Calvin Knights, 3 Kent State Golden Flashes. Next weekend we'll be back with you for the last home game before we take winter break, so be sure to tune in here, whether you're watching on YouTube or Kent State Splash Hockey page. For Brendan Sellender, Danny Russo, Sam Doris, Latricia Williams, I have been Ben Pagani, saying so long from the KSU Ice Arena, and to all the alumni who aren't here tonight celebrating with us. If you're watching at home, thank you for making this hockey program what it is today. We're really great to be bringing you the action. So good night, everyone, and we will see you next weekend.